subscribe, like, comment, and hit the notification bell.
Hi friends, how are y'all? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Brandy and I follow Weight Watchers. And today my video is going to be a little bit different because I am going to cook 3 dinners. Yes, 3 dinners. And one is the dinner we're going to have tonight, which is triple mushroom quinoa with watercress, scallion, and peas. It's from Sunbasket. Been loving this meal service. It doesn't have a protein, but I have some leftover steak from eating out a while back, so we're actually gonna serve it with that. So that will be tonight. And then I made a mistake and forgot to pause my Home Chef order. So I got Home Chef, luckily only 2 of them. And one of them is a soup, so I can go ahead and prep that and it will stay good and we can eat it on the weekend, and that way I don't have to worry about cooking it. And then the other one's a salad, which I figured we could take to work tomorrow or also eat it on the weekend. The salad, I'm gonna go ahead and chop up the lettuce and everything. This meal looks so interesting to me, but you get green onions, nice looking green onions too. Organic, it's called Wondercress, but I think it's just watercress. That's a cool packaging. Yeah, it is watercress. Ah, I thought everything was organic, but they're telling me they swapped organic scallions for regular scallions, which I don't mind, but I like that they told us that because they do try to get all organic stuff. So, but they let me know, so I'm okay. Lemon. We got some really pretty mushrooms. Ooh, more mushrooms. Oh, we got dried shiitakes and cremini. Love those. Peas, which peas is one of my favorite things. Garlic. Quinoa. Porcini powder. How cool. And as always, a sauce. And this is tamari soy. That's what's kind of like unique about their meals, is they always give you a sauce, and that's one thing I love. Always had to get me a little trash area to go in. Easy when you're cooking. I know I keep raving on this particular meal subscription, but I've absolutely loved it. For the most part, prep is minimal. The flavors are unique. The recipes are creative. And I feel like the portions are like a lot bigger than some other meal delivery services. I don't know. I've just been really, really happy with this one. Which I had never heard about till I just randomly got a coupon one day in the mail. But I'm going to have to reconstitute those. Comes with the roots on it. I had to get out something to wash that really well. So I'm just pressing the garlic. You could also just mince it. But 3 nice cloves of garlic, big ones. Put that to the side. Next up is the scallions. I have been working from home today, and I have just been going at it on the computer. Have barely moved. Gonna wipe off my mushrooms and thinly slice them. I just use a paper towel. With mushrooms, do you take out the little stump? What do you call that? I don't know. I typically do. I don't know. I feel like that's more fibrous and I don't typically like that. So most of the time I remove it. I don't know if it really matters, to be honest. I'm just gonna thinly slice these. Tells me to rinse the quinoa since I'm already gonna be getting that dirty. Okay, so for the watercress, it just says to cut off the roots. Can do that. And then it says to trim any. So I cut off the roots of the watercress, and I'm just gonna give it a rinse before I do any more. It does tell me to also cut the big stems, so I'll do that, but I wanna wash it really well first. The only other prep with the vegetables is to cut the lemon into wedges, and I believe this is just for garnish. I have a pan with a little bit of olive oil, garlic, the whites of the onions. If you get a little green, it is a-okay. Just turned my pan on. So I'm gonna let this go for 2 minutes, and then I'm gonna add mushrooms and my quinoa. To the dried mushrooms, I'm gonna add 2.5 cups of water. And all I'm gonna do here is let these reconstitute by bringing them to a boil, and the liquid will reduce and they'll like puff back up, and then they'll be able to use them. It says like 6 to 8 minutes. Time to add the other mushrooms. I already forgot what mushrooms these were. Baby Bella, shiitake, Baby Bella, and the quinoa. Hopefully I can get it all out of here. I don't think I'll ever rinse my quinoa again. I don't feel like it did anything. And here, you're just gonna toast it up for a few minutes before you add liquid. Just probably like 5 minutes. The quinoa has been toasting. I seasoned it with salt and pepper, and I'm adding 1.5 cups of water. And I'm also adding in the porcini powder, which I think I've never used mushroom powder. So, kind of cool. We're gonna bring this to a boil, then reduce to a simmer, and cook for 22 minutes, similar to rice. Ah, my mushrooms are boiling over. Turn that down a bit. That'll be a mess. Okay, now I need this one to boil. I really don't know with watercress if I'm supposed to eat all the stems or not. I'm just going to remove the leaves from the watercress from the picture. It doesn't look like there was like this long stem. And it did say something about removing the stems, so I guess they mean all of them. So I'm just gonna like pick off the leaves. I hope that's right. I'll be back in a few minutes. Watercress is prepared. That took a long time, like 5 minutes. My shiitakes are finished. So I'm gonna dice these up and get them ready. Gonna add these in with the quinoa. Just stole the pan. It's just easier this way. This is almost completely done. Just waiting for a little bit of the water, more of the water to absorb, and then I'll add the remaining ingredients. Not much longer for sure. Oh, I forgot to hit record. I just finished my quinoa salad. I literally just stirred in the peas and the watercress, turned it off of heat, and just set it back there. That's what we're eating for dinner. We'll eat it with the lemons, the green onions, and then this tamarind sauce as much as we want. But I'll show you that plated in a minute. This is leftover steak from an Italian place. The meal we got wasn't that good, but the steak was really good. So I'm just repurposing it. It's not a lot of protein. The meal came vegetarian, but I just looked to pull out when I went to, let me raise you up. When I went to pull out the chicken for another meal, I realized I had chicken in there from Sunbasket, which I shouldn't have. So they accidentally sent me meal that I wasn't, or protein I wasn't supposed to have. Had I noticed that earlier in this meal prep, I would have made that since we don't have that much beef, but you know, it's okay. My husband and I were both trying to eat lighter and beef's kind of heavier. So I'm just gonna microwave this. It's probably, you know what, let me weigh it. It is less than 5 ounces, so we're each probably eating like 2 ounces of cooked filet tonight. So not much, but that is fine. Maybe we'll treat ourselves to the leftover bread. Okay, we don't have a lot of meat because we have a lot of this. That's another thing about this basket. I feel like their portions have been really large, but low cal. So it's probably because it's healthier. Smells good. It's very mushroomy. I can smell it. I may have really overcooked this meat. I mean, it was microwave beef. What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Woo! Hot! Probably should have only thrown it in there like 30 seconds, but I did not. It is what it is. And our toppings are lemon. Seems kind of odd to me, but whatever. Green onion. And then it said as much as the tamarind soy sauce as you like. So let's see how much I would like. It's pretty strong. Oh. put it in the side because I think if we put it all over it, it's gonna mask all the other flavors, I feel like. It almost just tastes like soy sauce, to be honest. Like, that's it. But I'm gonna separate it just because. Dinner number 1 is done. On to the vegetable prep of the next meal. The next meal I'm gonna make is the 1-pot zesty chicken chowder. This should be super, super simple. Let's go through the ingredients. Corn, poblano, lime, tortilla strips, mozzarella cheese, chili lime cumin rub, a huge onion, chicken stock, and cream base. I think we've had this one before and it was delicious. So let's get to chopping again. Chopping and cutting open. I just cut the tortilla strips open. Like, we're not eating this tonight. I don't know why I did that. But if we're gonna take it to work or something, we'll need to separate it so it's not that big. Not a huge deal. Oh, I just spilled the cream base. Am I crazy for making 3 dinners at once? I don't think so. I looked at them and they looked like all very, very easy. And I was like, I'm working from home today. It's already after 5:40 actually. But yeah, I was like, I'm home. This is a good use of time. The next 2 nights I work out. Why not just cook out dinner all 3 nights right now? So that's how we ended up here, folks. Getting rid of some of that cream base on my cutting board. Oh my God, I'm doing it. I'm spilling all the cream base, which sucks because that's the good part. Okay, I need to be very careful. All we gotta do here is cut up my poblano, cut up my lime, and dice up an onion. I do have some diced up carrot that I think would go great, so I'm gonna also just add the carrot. But just going to dice up the poblano, easy peasy. I really like the flavor of poblano too. It's a lot better than like jalapeno. I just think the flavor of poblano is really good. Same with serrano. So not all peppers are the same, folks. I wish they would have sent 2 poblanos, but that's okay. I'm not gonna use all this onion. It's just too much onions. I'm just gonna do half. What want me to do with the lime? Just serve it with the lime, that's it. And I already have a smaller lime that I've had a while. I'm not gonna cut it. Yeah, no, I will. I was gonna say because we're not eating it tonight, but I'll get it like fully ready to go so it's easier when we do wanna eat it. That is all the prep for this meal. Easy. Into a soup pot, the poblano and the onion. I'm gonna add in my chicken at this point too. This is already chunked chicken breast, 10 ounces. I'm gonna cut some of them a little bit smaller just so it feels like we get more per bite. But my soup is going now and it's almost like the chicken's almost cooked through. So I'm gonna go ahead and add more ingredients just to get it going. Because it really doesn't matter. It says to brown the chicken, remove the chicken, cook the vegetables. I don't play that game. I'm gonna go in with our corn. I'm gonna go in with my carrots just to bulk it up. And why not? It's soup. Only like half probably. So maybe half a cup of chopped carrots. The cumin seasoning as well. Let this cook for about a minute and then I'll add the liquid and this will just simmer. Matter of fact, I should have kept it on the back burner. I'll move it again. I'm just cooking it a little bit for the seasoning. I don't know why I picked such a large container. Oh well. I'm going to go ahead and add 1 cup of water. Chicken stock. My favorite, the cream sauce. which I don't know what it is, but it is delicious. Usually when I count it for like Alfredo. That's the only thing I really could like think to count it as. Stir this in, cover and let it simmer. I'm gonna have to let it simmer for quite a while since I added those carrots, but that's okay, obviously, since I'm not in a rush to eat this tonight. My soup has been simmering for about 10 minutes, and I tested a carrot and they are tender. They're not super soft, but it's fine, especially because we'll be reheating this. They'll get more tender in the microwave. So I'm gonna turn this off, and when it cools, we'll put it in a to-go container. But it looks and smells delicious. So I'm on to my last dinner, which is just that like salad. So I'm gonna get all the ingredients prepped. First thing first, I'm gonna get this ground pork cooking. Just have my hand on low heat and gonna brown this up. It's a little while later. I actually took my dogs for a walk and we ate dinner, but I'm still motivated, and that is the key. I thought about putting off this third one, and I was like, no, just do it. Won't be hard. So I'm gonna wash and clean up my lettuce. Easy peasy there. I think this is gonna be like a Saturday or Sunday afternoon meal. And these two meals, two of these meals from Home Chef, they came because I had paused it, but then I was looking at the meals to see if I wanted it, and I forgot I had to re-pause it. So that's on me. Luckily the meals are, you know, fine. Don't mind them. Rinse and spin. Do all your prep like in one day, it actually helps because you don't have as many dishes and everything. Gets it all out of the way. This time though, I'm not gonna open up everything like I did on that last meal unless I need to do something with it. So let me read and I'll be right back. My only meal prep here for the salad is to saute the poblano and the corn, so I got to get this cut up. It recommends cooking them separate from the meat. You know me, if you've been here, I'm not doing that. I don't see the point of wasting the time. It doesn't make a difference to me in the taste of food. I saute my meat and my vegetables at the same time for everything. I'm just not going to do it separate. So, sooner I can get these chopped up, I can get them in with that meat over there. Wonder if poblanos are in season. This is a lot of poblano for 2 salads. I wish I would have realized that was the bigger poblano. I would have put this one in the soup. Also adding in the corn. And fajita seasoning. Just gonna let this cook for about 5 minutes. I thought I was talking. Last prep was just to dice the tomato. I thought I was talking. Sometimes I just say stuff. I thought I was recording. I just diced up the tomato while the meat's going. I think I can fit all this in one salad box. I hope so. Put the cheese on top. Put the other seasoning on top. Oh, you can't see. So I put the lettuce in my box. I put the package of cheese in the box. And then this is ranch seasoning. And then it also has a small thing of sour cream. And then jalapeno ranch dressing. So I'm putting that all in the bottom of the box. And then on the top, I'm gonna put the tomatoes. I think I can get it to smush. Just throw in the tomatoes. I'll store the meat separate since it has to be heated. Last step, and then we can call it complete. And yes, I use the same spoon across all the meals. I will let this cool before I put it up. We would take this for lunch tomorrow because tomorrow's Friday at work, but I already still have leftovers that need to be eaten before this. Okay, friends, that did not take long at all. I'm so glad I just motivated myself to do that on a Thursday night. It'll make the rest of the week and the weekend good. It'll keep us on track, make sure we eat all our food so it doesn't go to waste. Typically, I wouldn't have that much food at the end of the week left over, but it was because I accidentally unpaused my Home Chef and then didn't repause it. So that's why we ended up with more food. But I knew the meals I had left would be fine reheated. It wouldn't affect the integrity, so I opted just to cook them all tonight, and I'm not mad at myself for doing it. I do want to kind of talk about the points. The dinner tonight, that steak, oh shoot, I looked it up and then forgot. So filet steak is actually 0 points. I must have looked that up and then forgot. Okay, so the meal we ate earlier then was a 0 point meal. Is that right? No, quinoa. Okay, so that meal was a 5 point meal. You only had to count points for the quinoa. And then the salad meal, the real driving force is there's a little bit of sour cream. There is some cheese, some Ken's spicy jalapeno ranch dressing, and then the ground pork. It doesn't tell me how lean the ground pork is, so that makes it very, very difficult. The sour cream, the cheese, and the dressing, I can all weigh, and I think I know how much is in there, and I looked in my phone. So that portion of it is about 6 points. I said 3 for the dressing, 2 for the cheese, and 2 for the 3, 4, 5, and then 1 for the sour cream. Yeah, that's what I said. And so the ground pork, it depends. I don't know how lean it is. I wish they would give you that information. If it is 96% or above, it's 0 points. But if it's higher than that, it could be like 5 points for 5 ounces, I think. So it really depends on what ingredients you use, friends. And then the third one, the soup, the cream base, we got to count points for. And is that it? Oh, the tortilla strips on the top, and they're 1 point per for 2 tablespoons. I do know that. And again, cheese. So that'll be a fairly light meal too. Don't have exact points because they're meal delivery. But anyhow, have a good night. Bye.